Good evening, students. Welcome in our history class. Today, we are going to conclude this chapter, the French Revolution. And so, today we are ending. And today, we'll discuss the rest topics which are left, the revolution and everyday life, and the conclusion part, where we'll discuss about Napoleon Bonaparte and his role. So, students, let's get started. Okay. And the first topic, that is the revolution and everyday life. Okay, what we are going to study here, what was the effect of French Revolution in everyday life of the people in France? Okay, so means what were the changes people faced, okay, after the French Revolution, and what changes were brought in their everyday life. Now, as we know that a new government came in power, it brings new law that would translate the ideals of liberty and equality, which would create direct impact on the life of the people. Okay, as new government came in power, it imposed new law that would translate the ideals of liberty and equality, and which would create impact, means which affected the life of the people. Like example, one such law was abolition of censorship. Now, what is the meaning of censorship? Not to publish any wrong content. And like children, we have already studied in our previous topic that during old regime, that is Louis XVI time period, nobody could publish anything against the king. It has to be approved by the king. Like books, newspaper, play could be published only after the approval of the king. But in new regime, new government, not the rule of the king, power shifted to the people and censorship was abolished. Okay, this was a very important changes which was brought down by this new government. Okay. Okay, so in this year, abolition of censorship. Okay, censorship was abolished. That is a very important law that came into effect after the storming of Bastille prison in the summer of 1789. Censorship was totally abolished. Okay, which was before, when King Louis XVI, during his time period, people were not having, they don't have any such right to publish anything, any news, and they were not able, they were not having such right to publish any books, newspaper, or play without the approval of the king. But in new regime, new government rule, power shifted to the people and censorship was abolished. That means what? Freedom of speech and expression. And here, anybody can express and write their opinions in newspapers, books, pamphlets. Declaration of rights of men and citizens, like print media, newspaper, book, play, song, attracted large number of people, and now the people got the freedom. They were not under the control of the king. Okay, now the people, they got the freedom to publish anything, any news. Okay, and they don't need the permission or the approval of the government. Okay, so this was the biggest change brought that time in the everyday life of French citizens. Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen. It proclaimed freedom of speech, okay, freedom of speech and expression as a natural right. And newspapers, pamphlets, books, and printed pictures flooded the towns of France that time. As censorship was abolished, people got the freedom to publish anything. So that time newspapers, pamphlets, books and printed pictures flooded. Okay, so many books, newspapers, pamphlets published that time period, and it flooded the towns of France, from where they traveled rapidly into the countryside, means village side also. So they all described and discussed the events and the changes which take place in France. And freedom of press, okay? Freedom of press. So here it means the freedom of press. Okay, that means like print media, newspaper, okay? All this, people got the freedom to publish anything. So media here, it got the freedom. So we can say freedom of press is there. And abolition of censorship means censorship was totally abolished now. So in this way, people enjoyed this freedom during that time period after the abolition of censorship. So I hope children this topic is clear, revolution and everyday life to all of you. Okay, next we are coming to the next topic, that is the conclusion part, and here we'll study about Napoleon Bonaparte. Okay, it is actually the last part, the concluding part. Okay, so we will conclude this chapter with this topic. Okay, so here you'll see Napoleon Bonaparte. As you know, Napoleon Bonaparte was a military dictator, right? And in 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte crowned himself as emperor or ruler of France. Okay, he crowned himself, means nobody has chosen him. He crowned himself as the emperor or ruler of France. Okay, now when there was instability, no stable government was there. Okay, when there was instability, means political instability was there, no stable government prevails that time. When there was often conflict between legislative and executive bodies, so country was suffering from instability. No good governance and administration was there during that time period. So it has given the chance or the opportunity to Napoleon Bonaparte to come in power. Okay, so he grabbed the situation and he came in power. He conquered many European neighboring countries like Poland, Belgium, and expanded a large empire. He also introduced various laws. For this reason, he was considered as modernizer of Europe, as modern man to change or develop Europe. Now, what were the reasons why he was called as modernizer of Europe? Because he introduced law. He brought reforms, means changes, such as protection of private property. Okay, so these were the reasons. So if a short note comes on Napoleon Bonaparte, children, you must have to write this. Okay. In 1804, he crowned himself as Emperor of France. Next, he was known as modernizer of Europe. Okay. And he introduced many laws such as protection of private property. That is number one. Next is uniform system of weight and measurement. Okay. And which was provided by the decimal system. Initially, many of them saw Napoleon as a liberator who would bring freedom for the people. But soon, Napoleonic armies came to be viewed everywhere as an invading force. But first of all, children, let us discuss about his law. That is the Civil Code or Napoleonic Code, which he introduced, okay, in 1804. Let's see what was Napoleonic Code or Civil Code. As he introduced many laws such as the protection of private property, uniform system of weight and measurement, means same system of weight and measurement. Okay, now uniform system of weight and measurement means, children, it was introduced to solve the problem of this weight and measurement. Okay, that means everywhere the same system of weight and measurement to be introduced. Like for example, to weigh 1 kg of any commodity, okay, such as wheat or rice, 1 kg weigh and balance is required, isn't it, to weigh it exactly. But that time no such instrument or balance measurement is there. So the consumers who buy these commodities, they suffered a lot. So the shopkeeper cheat the consumers by giving them less quantity of commodities or products. So Napoleon Bonaparte brought a huge change, a new reform of uniform system of weight and measurement, means same system of weight and measurement will be there. Not different measurements should be there in different places. Okay, next is decimal system. To be more exact or precise, we can say this decimal system was introduced, okay, by Napoleon Bonaparte. And this system was introduced to stop the exploitation of the shopkeepers. Okay, but gradually, slowly, people started opposing Napoleon Bonaparte. Why? As he captured and attacked different countries and made them slaves. And under his rule, people, started opposing him and forces began to start against him. And at last, in the year 1815, in the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon Bonaparte was defeated. But his ideas or principles had a deep impact on the people. Okay, so you also must remember, children, in which year? In the year 1815, in the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon Bonaparte was finally defeated. But his ideas, his principles had a deep impact on the French people. And it had a deep impact long after Napoleon had left. His idea of liberty and democratic rights were the legacy of the French Revolution. That is something which is handed down, shifted from generation to generation. Okay, so his ideas of this liberty and rights were remembered by the people long after he had also left. Okay, it was memorable to the people. And this spread from France to the rest of the Europe during the 19th century, where feudal system were abolished. And colonized people, they reworked the idea of freedom from the bondage into their movements to create a sovereign nation state. And like Tipu Sultan and Ram Mohan Roy are two great examples. They were the individuals who responded to the ideas coming from revolutionary France. That means they praised and they appreciated the revolutionary ideas of France. Okay. Okay, so here we have gone through the conclusion part. Okay, I hope this is clear about Napoleon Bonaparte's rule, children. I hope all of you have understood. So this is the conclusion part which we have concluded. Okay, today all the topics were covered from this. So children, I hope this chapter is clear to you. All the topics we have covered in this chapter: the French Revolution, the French society during the late 18th century, that is the background portion we have gone. After that, the struggle to survive. Next, a growing middle class, okay, their role, how they put an end to the privileges which the first and second state were enjoying. Next, the outbreak of the French Revolution, okay, how this revolution started. Then we have gone through that how France becomes a constitutional monarchy, that is the king's rule, but he should be under a constitution. Then active citizens and passive citizens we have gone through, okay. Declaration of rights of men and citizens, what type of rights and liberties has been mentioned over here the people were getting, and some political symbols were there. Just go through it, children. After that, France abolished monarchy and becomes a republic. How France becomes a republic and monarchical system totally ended up in France. What was the role of the Jacobins Club? How they have contributed in this French Revolution, and the newly elected convention, okay. After that, the reign of terror under Maximilien Robespierre government we have gone through, and finally he was guillotined. And after the fall of this government, a directory rules France, okay. Directory came to power, but there were often clashes between directors and the legislatures, and so after that Napoleon Bonaparte came to power. And what type of role the women played in this French Revolution, what was their condition that time period, they were not getting any political rights, how they have struggled, and finally they succeeded in the year 1946. And after that, the abolition of slavery, how slavery system was abolished, a triangular slave trade which was going on in the country, and the revolution and everyday life, okay. After the French Revolution, what changes further in the life of the people, okay, what type of rights and freedom they enjoyed. And in the conclusion part, we have gone through Napoleon Bonaparte's role, okay. So this is all about French Revolution, okay. We have covered all the topics one by one, and children, you must go and you must watch all the videos. There are total 8 videos. You must go through all the videos to get a proper concept, okay, so that all the topics will be clear to you, okay. Watch all the videos for a clear conception. So thank you, children, for watching the video. Thank you all.